Your heart is racing. Your palms are sweating. You are staring at an email. Nothing in that email can kill you. Nothing in that inbox has teeth. But your body doesn't know that. Your body is preparing to run. Why does a glowing rectangle trigger the same response as a predator in the grass? The real answer is far stranger than stress management. The real answer is that your brain has not updated its software in 200,000 years. Somewhere inside your skull sits a small almond-shaped cluster of neurons called the amygdala. It doesn't read your calendar. It doesn't understand deadlines. It only understands one question. Is this a threat, yes or no? And it answers that question in milliseconds, long before the thinking part of your brain even wakes up. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades tracing this exact pathway. He found that a threat signal can reach the amygdala through a fast, sloppy shortcut, bypassing the cortex entirely. Your body reacts before you consciously know why. That's not a flaw. That's the whole point. Picture a savanna, roughly 100,000 years ago. Grass moves. There's no time for analysis. There's no time to weigh probabilities. The humans who paused to think it over got eaten. The humans who reacted first and thought later survived long enough to have children. You are descended from the ones who flinched. That flinch never left. It just changed targets. Physiologist Walter Cannon was the first to name what happens next. He called it the fight-or-flight response back in 1915. Your adrenal glands flood your bloodstream with adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes. Blood rushes away from your stomach and toward your limbs. Digestion halts. Pupils dilate. Every system in your body reorganizes around one goal: survive the next 10 seconds. It's an extraordinary system. It's also a system built for lions, not for laptops. Here's the strange part. Your body cannot tell the difference between a predator and a Slack notification. Cortisol doesn't check context. Adrenaline doesn't read subject lines. If your brain interprets something as a threat, your body responds exactly as if a lion had just stepped out of the tall grass. Doesn't matter if the lion is a traffic jam. Doesn't matter if it's a passive-aggressive text message. The alarm bell only has one volume. So what happens when the alarm never stops ringing? Neuroendocrinologist Bruce McEwen spent his career answering that question. He coined the term allostatic load to describe the wear and tear your body accumulates when stress hormones stay elevated for too long, not for 10 seconds, but for 10 years. Chronic cortisol exposure has been linked to shrinking of the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory. It has been linked to weakened immune function, disrupted sleep, and elevated risk of cardiovascular disease. The system built to save your life in an emergency starts to erode it when the emergency never ends. Your ancestors faced acute stress. A lion appears. You run. The lion leaves, or you escape. Cortisol drops. Balance restored. The threat had a beginning and an end. Your stress rarely ends. Your email refills. Your notifications refresh. The traffic clears, but tomorrow's commute is already waiting. You are living inside a threat response that was designed to last minutes, stretched across decades. Think about that for a second. What would it feel like to be hunted every single day for your entire life? That's not a metaphor. That's what chronic modern stress actually resembles to a nervous system built 200,000 years ago. Your amygdala doesn't know the concept of unread messages. It only knows arousal, danger, and readiness. It translates a performance review into the same biochemical alarm as a predator's growl. There's a twist here, and it matters. This ancient wiring isn't just about danger. It's about uncertainty. Psychologist Robert Sapolsky, who spent years studying stress in wild baboons, found something surprising. Baboons lower in the social hierarchy showed higher chronic stress markers, not because they faced more physical danger, but because they faced more unpredictability. Uncertainty itself activates the threat response. Not knowing is enough. Sit with that. Not knowing is enough to make your body believe it's being hunted. Now look at your life. Waiting for a reply that hasn't come. Refreshing a page for results that haven't posted. Wondering if you said the wrong thing in a meeting. None of these things are lions. All of them are treated like lions, because your nervous system was never built to distinguish social uncertainty from physical danger. To your amygdala, rejection and predation are close enough. This is why a harsh comment from a stranger online can hijack your entire evening. This is why waiting on a text back can feel unbearable. Your ancestors lived in tribes of roughly 150 people, and social exclusion from that tribe meant something close to a death sentence. No tribe, no protection, no food sharing, no defense against real predators. Being disliked wasn't an inconvenience. It was existential. Your brain still runs that old calculation. A cold reply, a missed like, a raised eyebrow across a room. None of it can actually harm you. All of it can still spike your cortisol, because somewhere underneath the modern surface, your nervous system is asking the same ancient question it always asked: am I safe within the group? Here's the part that should change how you see your own anxiety. You are not broken when your heart races over an email. You are not weak when a difficult conversation leaves you shaking. Your body is doing exactly what it evolved to do. It is protecting you from a world that no longer exists in the same shape. The mismatch isn't a personal failure. It's a design constraint. Evolution moves across thousands of generations. Technology moves across single decades. Your amygdala has had roughly 200,000 years to fine-tune itself for grasslands, predators, and small tribes. It has had barely one generation to adjust to smartphones, group chats, and 24-hour news. Of course, the wiring lags behind. It would be strange if it didn't. So what do you do with a threat detector that can't tell a lion from a login page? You can't rewire 200,000 years of evolution by tonight, but you can change what you feed the system. Sapolsky's research on baboons found something else worth knowing. The baboons who handled stress best weren't the ones who avoided all conflict. They were the ones with strong social bonds, grooming relationships, and reliable allies. Connection buffered the biology. Isolation amplified it. That single finding echoes across 1,000 years of human history and lands directly in your life today. Your nervous system still calms fastest around trusted people. Not productivity apps, not to-do lists. People. A face that says you are safe here quiets the amygdala faster than almost anything else humans have ever found. Next time your chest tightens over something that isn't actually dangerous, you don't have to fight the feeling. You can just recognize it for what it is. An ancient alarm system, doing its ancient job, reacting to a modern world it was never built to read. Your heart is racing, your palms are sweating, you are staring at an email, and somewhere underneath that glowing rectangle, a very old part of you is still standing in the grass, listening for lions.